For anyone wondering what a Pacific Rim and Final Fantasy Tactics mashup would look like, I've got some good news for you. Into the Breach is the newest game from Subset Games, the people behind 2012's FTL Faster Than Light. It's a tactical turn-based strategy game where you pilot 3 mechs in order to defend against wave after wave of giant bug-type enemies whose sole purpose is to destroy you and the structures that give you power. Survive each battle and secure one part of a larger island. Each map is a randomly generated 8x8 grid with structures, mountains, water, and a handful of other things that make each battlefield new. An island shares one life meter known as the power grid. Every time an enemy attacks a structure on the map, that meter loses power for the entire island in any battle thereafter. The structures are incredibly valuable, adding to the heightened stress of each turn. You need to utilize your mech's ability to defeat enemies or hold them off long enough to survive. The good news is that enemies telegraph their attacks, so you know who to prioritize. You do that by attacking directly, pushing enemies onto different squares on the map to redirect their attacks, or lining them up like a pool shot to get more damage in one move. Sometimes you'll position yourself in the way of an incoming attack to protect structures. Successfully completing optional objectives rewards you things like energy for your power grid or currency to upgrade your mechs once you liberate an entire island. Some objectives, like pods that crash on the map, force you to risk your mech to secure them. Pods will grant you new pilots with special abilities or power cores to upgrade your mech's mobility, damage, health, or movement. The risk can be worthwhile, even if it means risking the life of a pilot in the hopes of getting something cooler, like a better pilot. Certain maps feature moving objectives like trains that must be escorted as they move across the map. It's also surprising to see airstrikes or lightning storms that you can push enemies into, or even interactive structures like dams that create natural barriers of water once they're destroyed. It's a complex and fun balancing act of deciding when to attack and when to hunker down and defend that feels new each time you load up a map. I've definitely spent minutes glued to the screen, just staring at the map and planning every move out carefully. Seeing a plan come together can feel like solving a satisfying jigsaw puzzle. Other times I've completely overlooked some small detail and accidentally brought down my own structures. No worries though. Botch a turn badly and the game gives you the option to reset that same single turn from the start. You only get one chance to use it, so it's best if you look at it as a last resort. Lose too much power and it's game over, at least for that timeline anyway. But that's where the game just gets started. Fail to protect the island and lose all of the energy in your power grid, and you'll be given the option to send one pilot back in time to try all over again. Only this time, assuming you've collected enough currency along the way, you can unlock new mech units to use. Each island gets progressively more difficult too, with newer enemies and more challenging terrain that gets easier to finesse if you can unlock the right mechs for your next timeline. I personally love the fighter jet that disables an enemy's attack by flying over it and dropping a bomb. Into the Breach is a beautiful fusion of a tactical strategy game and a roguelike that's really hard to pull away from. Details like civilian dialogue boxes praising your arrival coming from the structures as you land before each battle also make you feel like a badass hero. Although seeing those same exact structures collapse carries an added weight to it too after seeing how many casualties occur as a result. A perfect match with 0 casualties isn't impossible, but sometimes you'll find yourself scrambling just to barely survive. I found myself replaying certain moves in my head from previous battles or even daydreaming some strategies during my morning commute. I've only poured about 4 hours into the game so far and I cannot wait to boot it back up again to give it another go. Into the Breach is available now on Windows and there are plans to release it on Mac and Linux as well.